Hello everyone, it's me, Shad. Once again, back with another video review. This will be my second review today, although this won't go up on the same day. Um, as I said in the previous review, the Knives Out review, we're doing a new thing here on PolyNerdic.com and on the PolyNerdic YouTube channel where I'm trying to do video content, vlogging, reviews, things of that nature, trying to diversify the product a little bit and grow it. As I said in the last video, everything I do is out of my own pocket, and my pockets are not deep. So I apologize if you find the quality of video and audio offensive. I know the internet is an easily offended place by stupid things. But I'm doing my best. We will grow. We will get better. We will continue to do what we do. So thank you for joining me for this. My review of Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Movie came out late last year, and I just watched it this morning. I will admit, while the humor is sophomoric as hell and very dumb, I laughed out loud many times in this movie. I grew up watching Kevin Smith's work, Clerks and Mallrats and Dogma, although I will admit Dogma was my first Kevin Smith movie. Came out when I was a teenager, and it just hit at that right moment when I was just a dumb teenage boy. And I thought the dick and fart jokes were hilarious. And while I will admit that I don't find dick and fart jokes to be as funny, I thought this movie was fantastic. It obviously not Academy Award winning cinematic gold, but I enjoyed the hell out of myself watching this movie. It has heart. There's evidence that Kevin Smith has matured as he's gotten older. He's had his own death scares. He has a family. He's married. That's been for several years. His daughter is now an actress as well. He's made several movies centered around her. She plays a big part in this movie as well. But this was a nice nostalgic return to the world of the View Askewverse, as they used to call it. I don't know if that term still applies, but it's Jay and Silent Bob. It's your favorite movie stoners out this side of Cheech and Chong. This movie is essentially retelling in modern Hollywood style, which they joke about a lot in this movie, of taking a existing property and not doing a full remake, which they have a great scene with Jason Lee talking about the difference between remakes and reboots. But the point of this movie is the 20-year-old Jay and Silent Bob movie, Blunt Man and Chronic, that was the center plot point of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back almost 20 years ago, maybe even more than that now. It's being remade. It's being rebooted. They've recast Chronic, Jay's character, will now be played by Supergirl. Melissa, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm not even going to try. Blunt Man is now played by Val Kilmer. You don't see that till late in the movie, so that's a bit of a spoiler. I'll try to avoid that during these reviews. Sorry, I was slowly scooting forward while we were talking. I'm sorry. Amateur hour stuff here, I know. They go on a cross-country road trip to stop this reboot from being made, and that's it's very much retelling the story of Strike Back, but with a different angle. And they kind of lampshade that a little bit at the beginning when they compare the Force Awakens to A New Hope. The similarities between those stories. Essentially, while Force Awakens was a sequel, it was also kind of a soft reboot as the joke. There's some hilarious jokes throughout the bit, though. I mean, a lot of them are very stoner and dick and fart joke type jokes, but then there's also some good nerd jokes as well. There's a bit with Ben Affleck later when he doesn't remember an important name, and I'll leave it at that so you can see it. There's a real touching tribute to Stan Lee during the credits or at the end of the credits. It is a really funny movie. But it's got some heart to it that you may not think of Kevin Smith having in his films if you're not a fan. There's a definite arc to Jay. as he learns that he's a father in this movie, and bonds with his daughter, who throughout most of the movie doesn't know she's his kid. She thinks she's just some creepy old guy that was friends with her mom. Her mom, again, played by Shannon Elizabeth, this being a direct follow-up to Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. I really enjoyed it. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. Fans of the Jay and Silent Bob universe will like it. There are some great cameos in this movie. There are some cameos that really are just there for the sake of being there. Matt Damon's being one. He just kind of pops in at one point, references Dogma, and then you never see him again. So some of them felt kind of pointless, a little forced in there. But overall, it was a nice nostalgic trip over 2 decades plus of Kevin Smith's work. For a guy like me that grew up more or less watching him. I did come late to the party. I did start with Dogma, but then immediately went back and watched everything in this particular universe. I haven't watched all of Kevin Smith's work. I've never seen Cop Out, which they dog on real hard in this movie several times. And I've not seen any of the stuff involving Tusk or Yoga Hosers or any of that. But I did see Red State. Red State is fantastic. I digress. Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, solid 7 out of 10. Kind of a must-watch if you're a fan of Kevin Smith's work or the Jay and Silent Bob character. Probably a must-watch if you're a stoner. It is in that, that sort of thing. But most of Kevin Smith's stuff is. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. PolyNerdic here on YouTube, over on Twitch, as well as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, PolyNerdic.com. Weekly podcast every Saturday morning. Lots of video game content throughout, and soon, more and more video content once I get better at it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.